Hey, this is Basketball Talk 77, and today's video is about the first round in the NBA playoffs for 2021. Now, I'm going to provide a timestamp at the beginning of the video so that if you're particularly interested in a certain series, that you can skip to that part. However, I still recommend watching the whole thing just so you don't wonder, wait, how did he predict this? Why did he predict this? I don't understand. So, anyway, I want to make this not too long, and we have a lot of series to cover because we have all in the first round. I'm filming this the day before, the day before the NBA playoffs start. So officially, the 8-team NBA playoffs, for each conference. And so, I think that if I make it too long, no one's going to want to watch. So, we've got a lot of teams to cover, so I'll try to make these series quick. So let's go to the first one. Number one is Sixers-Wizards. It's the 1-8 matchup. And I think I'll pick Sixers in 6. Now, a few days ago, I actually wasn't sure because a few days ago, it was shown that every single starter for the Sixers was day-to-day. And so I said, there's a lot of injuries here. Perhaps they aren't going to be full strength. But as I look today, all 5 starters for the team are healthy and don't have any injury sign next to them. So that makes it a lot more clear that the Sixers are going to win. Even at the Wizards' best, they usually aren't going to be able to beat the Sixers that are pretty good. Now, another important thing is the health level of Bradley Beal. I said health level like it's a video game. But how healthy Bradley Beal is, especially with his hamstring, because if he's not at full strength, the Wizards are not going to have a good series. Interesting fun fact, the Wizards have not won a single game this NBA season without Bradley Beal playing at least some minutes. That is a true statistic. You can look it up. They have not won a single time. So, if Bradley Beal doesn't play, I imagine it'll be a sweep. If he does play, Sixers in 6. Now, next series is the 4-5 matchup, which is Knicks-Hawks. Now, this is a pretty close series, but I'm still going to be going for the Knicks. And the reason I do this is, number one, they've got a veteran coach on their side, Tom Thibodeau, who has been to the playoffs before. And Nate McMillan, he has been to the playoffs before. But another important reason is the players. For example, there are some players on the Hawks that have been to the playoffs before, but no, I don't think any the top 2 players have been. John Collins has never been to the playoffs. Trae Young has never been to the playoffs, and Derrick Rose on the Knicks has been to the playoffs, and so I think that gives them an edge. Now, is it going to be a close series? It's definitely going to 7 games, but in the end, because of Derrick Rose, I think that the Knicks will have the slight advantage, and they will win in 7 games, Knicks in 7. Moving on to the 3-6 matchup, which is Bucks-Heat. Now, I think this is going to be Bucks in 6. This is definitely going to be a good matchup because it's a rematch from last year in the second round where the Heat beat the Bucks in 5 games. And I think that the Bucks will definitely want to get revenge on the Heat for eliminating them. The Bucks themselves, the players that were there last year, like Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo, are going to want to get revenge on the Heat, and the new players, Drew Holiday and PJ Tucker, are veteran players and are going to help the Bucks not only in the first round but also in future rounds in terms of clutch scoring. I think Drew Holiday will be their clutch scorer. Overall, the Bucks have improved and they just have more talent than the Heat. Jimmy Butler's teams always put up a fight against the playoffs, so there's only so much Jimmy Butler's energy can do to win games. It'll still go to 6 games, but it's the Bucks. Going on to the 2-7 matchup, we have Nets-Celtics. This isn't really much. I think it'll probably be Nets in 5, or even Nets in a 4. But my official prediction will be Nets in 5. really, the Celtics only have one reliable player, and that's Jason Tatum. The Nets have probably two in Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, and the Celtics pretty much just don't have enough talent to face a team like the Nets. So there's not much to say about that series. Funnily, this is almost the opposite of my last year predictions, where I said that it was going to be the Nets in the 7th seed and the Raptors in the 2 seed, and the Nets wouldn't be able to put up much of a fight, and they would lose in 5. But yeah, there won't be much to that series. It'll be a pretty clean series. Moving on to the Western Conference, we have Jazz Grizzlies, the 1-8 matchup. This isn't going to be a very good series because the Jazz are just a better team. It's going to be a sweep, Jazz in 4. The Grizzlies just don't have enough reliable players to win that series or even win a game. Now, it could be in 5, but my official prediction is in 4. For the next series, we have the 4th to 5th matchup. What am I talking about? The 4 to 5 seed matchup, and that is Clippers Mavericks, I think. And that's, again, yet another, like Bucks Heat, a great series, because there's definitely going to be some tension there from last year. I mean, Markieff Morris is still on the team, so there could be some resurfaced beef between the two teams. I can't guarantee it, but there may be. And overall, I think that that will be a decent series, but in the end, it's not going to be a great series. It'll be Clippers in 5, and Luka Doncic is an amazing player, but he's pretty much going to be alone. Kristaps Porzingis has really not been himself this year, and later, as his injury history continues, it's becoming clearer and clearer that he's going to be one of those players that's going to be unreliable. And so, well, it felt more like a duo last year. This year, it definitely feels more like Luka Doncic is alone. Now, because of his improvement, they've been able to still get a slightly higher seed, but the Clippers are going to be able to stop them. And there's just nothing that Luka Doncic can single-handedly do. He might be able to hit one game winner, but that's it. Clippers in 5. Now, move on to the 3 to 6 matchup. That is the Nuggets and the Blazers, I believe. Yes, the Nuggets and the Blazers. Now, again, maybe a little bit farther back, but this too is an old matchup. Nuggets-Blazers was the second round matchup in 2019. So this is exciting because there's a lot of matchups that have happened in the few last years that are happening again, rematches, and that'll be exciting. Anyway, this isn't going to be too even of a series. The Nuggets are going to win this one. Jamal Murray, in my opinion, actually is one of the lesser valuable players and actually doesn't fit as well with the Nuggets as a lot of people think. Now, I don't get to watch a lot of Nuggets basketball because I don't live anywhere near Denver, but at least what I've seen and statistics and just how the team does without him, Nikola Jokic acts a little bit like LeBron James in the fact that the team's success is completely Nikola Jokic. I think maybe this could contribute to a problem with LeBron teams when he doesn't have a lot of help, or even sometimes when he does, where they're good enough to get to the finals but can't get over that extra hump, that extra level, and win the finals, which has probably contributed to LeBron getting to the finals so many times but not being able to get past that. And you all should always be wary of teams that are pretty much just built around one person who is responsible for almost all their wins. But at least for the first round, this is going to work. Nikola Jokic, the Jamal Murray injury isn't going to affect them too much. Aaron Gordon is a good enough duo for Nikola Jokic. And the Blazers, they just don't have a playoff defense. And Nikola Jokic is going to be able to be a point guard like he usually is. And so it's going to be quick work, Nuggets in 5. Now, 2-7 matchup is our next one. And that is the Suns and the Lakers. Now, this is definitely the one series that I am pretty hesitant to predict, because you never know with LeBron teams. You know, LeBron teams are almost always good, and he's counted out many a year. Personally, I wasn't one of the people who thought they were gonna fail last year. I still thought the Clippers were gonna win, but I didn't think that something like the Lakers were bad or anything. This year, though, despite how he's been playing, he still is coming back from an injury, and LeBron's cycle is that he has a certain cycle in the year. He's a certain cycle in the year that he follows that eventually ends up with him being in peak playoff condition by the end of the year. And that cycle has been screwed up this year. Now, we haven't seen him in years be in the playoffs with this cycle ruined, because in 2019, when he had an injury, they missed the playoffs. But Anthony Davis obviously isn't his full self. And LeBron James, he had an amazing shot against the Warriors in that play-in game, but truth is that he actually didn't have the normal LeBron-type scoring. I think he only had about 20 points or something like that. And that's good, but with Anthony Davis not at his peak right now, they just don't have what it takes to beat the Suns. But this is what I think, but there's such a chance that LeBron James could prove me wrong, as he has many times, despite the fact that I never bet against them in last year's playoff predictions. And so I'd want to be wary of predicting against them. I say the Suns, they're an amazing team. I already made a video about them highlighting why they had a good chance of being the top seed and why they're very good. I think Chris Paul is way underrated, and every team he's on is amazing. And I think that they will beat the Lakers. Now, I could end up eating my words because LeBron James could prove me wrong, and I think they will push it much farther than everybody thinks. And it could jeopardize the Suns in future playoff times, but I think it will be Suns in 7 anyway. So those are the playoff predictions for the first round this year. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and comment what series you think I got right or what times you disagree with me. Now, this has been a good season, regular season for me, and I think that I've done a pretty good job with the content this year, and I have gained a few subscribers, and we've almost hit the 30 million. So if you are the 30th subscriber, then you should comment saying so, and I will like your comment. I don't have anything to give away. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I will tune in for future playoff predictions soon. Like, subscribe, and see you next time.